Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. And it's the Pirate Broadcast, and it's another wonderful day. And we're going to be interviewing interesting people doing interesting things. We're going to be probably laughing a little bit, having some fun. Hope you're going to join us. If you're live, let us know you're here in the comments. And if you're on the replay, just reach out, connect with us, and make sure that we know you're there. So we're having a blast in the pirate community, and we invite you to join us every single day, 5 days a week here on the Pirate Broadcast. Follow the Pirate, hashtag Pirate Broadcast, and like us on social and all that kind of great stuff. So today we have Annie in the room. How are you, Annie?
I am fabulous. Couldn't be better. I am living with Annitude, as with every day. So when one of my children pops in here and says, "Hi, Mom, what are you doing?" Even though I told them 15 times, we'll both be very patient with that.
Absolutely. Pandemic, right?
Yes. COVID.
Hashtag pandemic.
Yes.
Oh, man. And, we have to go through the backstory because we met through Gabriel, who's an awesome individual that does a show very much like this at the end of the day. So you have bookmarks. You can join the Pirate Broadcast in the morning and make it made from scratch podcast at the evening. So it's really amazing that we get to meet so many different people. And you've probably met a lot of different people now that we've gone through this, this phase of 2020.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. And you have Annitude. So back us into what that story is and how it arrived.
All right. So, in fact, you brought up such an important person. Gabe Leal is the one who said, Annitude is really cool. That's like a hashtag. And I said, all right, I'll do something with it. And then it has become through Mike Paterano, who is a partner of mine and a very good person. These two guys have really helped me to sort of see and find my way, that this is a way of life and a way of living and breathing. And it's not just a play on words. It's not just my name. It's a really, really strong, positive way of living, that living with Annitude is bringing your best self every day and laying your head on the pillow at night and saying, how could I have done better today? What could I do differently tomorrow? And was I my best self? Did I put my best foot forward and, help others and help heal others today?
Yeah.
So it is a play with my name, but it became something, not that long ago, but it's always been there with me. And when I finished my business school, I sort of came out with guns a-blazing, and I knew that I had impact to make. And this is part of who I am. It's what I live and breathe. And I don't really know any other way to do it. So it sort of became a hashtag, living with Annitude. I have a website where I help professionals and teams to be better and to sort of detox themselves and live a greener, healthier life, become more productive, but also do the next best thing. And I think when you can live your life like that, if I can make an impact on one person, then I'm doing my job. That's how I look at it. But there's a big scale of things to happen here. And I'm going to impact a lot of people. And it's all about living with Annitude. As you know, I mean, it's hashtag Russ, but it's also living with Annitude. So that's where we are. That's how I backed right into that hashtag and way of life.
Well, it's funny because I'm kind of smiling on the inside because we've had an opportunity to connect a little bit, and I just you glow in your attitude, and it's something that has probably just erupted, and it's like, okay, this means something. It's like a movement, when you find something meaningful and you can grab a hold of it and you can help others, that feeling, that just that emotion of being connected and being able to say, you can do this.
It's everything.
It's everything.
And we were talking about that offline a little bit before we jumped on, and it was just like, what are you trying to do? And I said to you that I think finding people's strengths is what I really bring to the table when, everybody walks around and they think what they can't do and what they haven't done. And it's all about putting yet on the end of that sentence and saying, you can do whatever you're passionate about, whatever your strength is. We can highlight and find your strengths. What lights you up? You know, what lights your fire? And that's just a gift that you're either, I think I happen to bring to the table, where I can find people's light and fire and sort of let them know and make them feel good. And in doing so, they get stronger, they highlight their strengths, and in doing so, it heals me. So my mission is both to heal others, but also in my healing journey as well. And I think that that's such an important piece, is just letting people know and see the raw, real, authentic attitude that I have. And I don't pull punches, like I screw up things all the time, and I, fumble this, and we all do, right? And I just real.
That's how we learn.
Right. I try to tell the story, like, look what I did today. I'm such a dunce, but like at the same time, I'm trying to have a good attitude about it, because that's what I have. That's what we have. We have our passion, we have our strengths, we have our love of life, and it's all perspective, right? Like, don't you find that, like, if you take one situation and you can turn a perspective and say, let's look at this angle or that angle, then you're a solution versus just part of the problem.
Well, and in that thought, we were talking also about the idea that people find their passion or their purpose or their meaning in what they do a lot of times. As an adult, I was involved in a job that I thought had a lot of meaning and everything. And it's like this, I was chasing the dream, and then all of a sudden I turned around and it was actually a nightmare. It was like killing me. And it's like, this is not really what I thought that I wanted to do. And so we also have to decide at some point in time, and this is the scary part, because sometimes we hold on to things a little longer than we should. Absolutely. And you have to have a little attitude to actually break out of the norm, or break out of what you're doing and see something different, and being able to project something different is challenging at times. So talking with somebody like you that could actually pull somebody through that cycle of doubt, fear, misunderstanding, and the void of knowledge is like gone. You don't know what you're going to get into. So
and it's like you said, it's perspective, right? So like on my website, it's annieleib.com. So it's ANNIELEIB.com, and you can see like where I introduce myself and I say, hi, I'm Annie. This is why I'm here. I'm an empath and I'm a warrior here to help you. And there's a personal detox, a team revamp. It's a business lifestyle change. So when you're looking at your life, it's like you had your path, and you went through that for a reason. There's a reason for all of this. And there's, you wouldn't be where you are right now had you not gone through those things. So those were not mistakes. I have lived a couple of lives, Russ, and I'll tell you this, I don't regret any of it. And I've made a lot of mistakes, but I have no regrets, because I would not be here on this path. And I know right now, it could even sound cheesy, but I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, sitting here with you right now. And I know that because I feel the passion and the fire every day.
I feel it growing. This year, as much as the changes are in place, the transitions in a lot of people's lives, and there's unfortunate circumstances. And trust me, I've had something and I've had nothing, and both experiences taught me a lot.
Absolutely, I love that.
So we have to understand that it's just an experience. There is no good or bad, or there's no right or wrong in terms of what your journey is going to
not
produce for your outcome. And the thing that we were talking also is just keep moving day after day, just forward momentum, forward motion, and production and purpose, and move forward. And it makes so much difference in your life when you can do that.
It certainly does. And it's funny that you have so many things that you've touched on that I could talk about for hours. This is my jam right now. But the one thing that you just said was, when I was we're so aligned. When I was in one of my dark times and just trying to figure something out, and I needed a mantra, I needed something to make me keep going, because I didn't want to keep going. I really didn't. And there were days that I did, but I really didn't want to. And my mantra became, do something different. And as simple as that sounds, when I say that to myself today, it's still, so my newest thing is, because like I told you, I'm crazy and I never have enough challenges, is I'm training for a 5K. So it's raining here. I'm at the shore by Philly, the Jersey Shore and South Jersey. And I really didn't want to go this morning. I'm on my third or fourth day of training, and it's pretty hardcore even for a beginner. And, it was raining. There was a million reasons not to go. My daughter looked so cozy in bed. I wanted to snuggle up with her, but I just said, do something different. Like if I am where I am I'm always going to be stuck somewhere if I don't do something different. So I just said the mantra, said the line in my head, do something different. And I got out there and I pounded the pavement literally for, 35 minutes. And I feel fabulous. I mean, granted, I had a great cup of coffee too, but I just have this energy to just serve and heal and bring positivity and light. And I'm not a coach. I'm not, any kind of certified specialist. I'm just a real, authentic, raw person that's here to tell you I make mistakes. I'm on a journey. I'm starting to turn this corner of transformation, and I want to do it with you. I want to do it with you. So
that's really important, Annie, because sometimes the only thing we're missing in the equation is somebody to say, you can do it. You have the ability and the opportunity. You're worthy. You are worthy. So go do what you need to do. So give me
to have that, to have that in your life is really special. I happen to have that in my life. If I didn't have this certain person in my life, I don't know that I'd be able to do it, but it's actually, this is interesting, Russ. Like that is really helpful, but I do have to say that you can also do it on your own. And I think learning through this journey, part of the learning, especially mine, being that, I'm single now and I haven't been since I was married and then I was engaged, and I haven't been single since I was 14 years old. I was just telling you a little bit about that. Yeah. And this is my time when I had to find out that I could do it on my own. And
sometimes your journey requires you to do it on your own.
Yes. Doesn't mean forever. I don't believe
mean forever.
Meant to be
However,
this world.
There are some chapters in the book of life that you have to read alone.
Yeah. And I hadn't.
And say, yeah, this is real. This is me. This is what I got to do.
And part of that is so I can bring myself to a relationship and be a whole person instead of half trying to find this other half.
Well, if you can't love yourself on your own.
It's true. It's true. And you know what, Russ, I have to tell you, I thought I did, but I'm really finding that I'm really starting to understand, accept, and love myself more so than ever. And I have to tell you, 40s, I'm 41, right? Fine. Mike Paterano, I'm 41 and a half. But he'll always tell me that he was like, you're 42. I'm like, I'm not 42 yet, but 40s are awesome. It is by far it's been a hard time. I'm not going to tell you it hasn't been hard.
Yeah.
But it's really just an enlightening time for a female. It's, I don't know how dudes feel, but I just feel like I have more energy. I feel hotter. I feel better. I feel smarter. I feel more experience, all these things that I just didn't have in my 20s and 30s. So it's like a really brilliant time right now. It's a fun time.
You have enough experience to understand what you enjoy and what you would rather not do.
Exactly. No, exactly.
And you have a little bit of wisdom behind you. And those are the things I love. And you know what else I love? I love the people in the room, in the Pirate Syndicate and the Pirate Broadcast here. Gabriel's in the room. Gabe, yes, you are.
Here, Russ Johns.
Good morning, Jacob.
Hi, Jacob. We love guests. It's so fun.
Here. You guys are both awesome, and this is exciting.
Look how badass he looks in that picture, too.
Yes. Good morning, Russ. How are you? Happy to be watching live.
We were just talking about his hip.
Yeah, we were just talking about my hip. It's like, yeah, she's training for a 5K. I'm training to recover.
Oh, man, you really got slammed with that. But that's just another.
I just need 5 steps. Just give me 5 steps.
5 steps. Oh, Russ.
And then Howard Kaufman, top of the morning. I hope you got my message. Howard. So you should have my address. So
you have such a good following. Hi.
Greetings, Annie and everyone from Turkey. That is fantastic.
That is amazing. I love it. He is living. Look at that smile, living with Annie too today. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. There's Angie. How you doing? Good morning, everyone, fellow pirates. She is a great person and a real firecracker. Yes, she is a firecracker.
He's my biggest supporter, but he also, if we were in a playground, he would pull my hair and pull my braids. He teases me so much. I have a meeting every Sunday with my two boys, Gabe and Mike, and I have to tell you that I said, I'm not coming to this meeting anymore because you guys make fun of me so much. I mean, they just mock me. So I'm like, this whole living with attitude, I'm done with you guys. But
I'm done with you guys.
Done with you guys.
So Andrew is here. I'm always curious to hear about a definition of business development. It varies in meaning so much from person to person. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. I think there's a lot of definitions like that.
Yeah.
Oli, good morning, lovely people. Loving this conversation already. Thank you for sharing this powerful content. And I read these out because after this broadcast, I convert this into a podcast. So if you're unable to watch the show, you can still listen to it afterward. So it's just one of those things that I love to do because you can either read it, watch it, or listen to it. So,
Russ, what did you say? Oh, I don't want to cut you off. You're still reading them, but
you can cut me off.
What did you say to me earlier when we weren't live yet? When you said about meaning, finding meaning, or meaning finding you? We were talking about that. What were the two? About passion and finding meaning.
There are two ways to find passion. Either you love what you do and you discover what you love to do, or you learn how to love what you're doing.
Isn't that so interesting? That really struck me. I'm going to write that down. And
tweetable.
Either I said to you too, I said, either way, you find yourself at the same intersection, though, right? Either way, you're loving what you're doing, whether it found you or you found it. So when you look at it in that perspective, it's like, I'm going to find this either way, as long as I put my mind to it and find it, it's going to find me or I'm going to find it. My passion is out there. I think too many people go through life and just sort of experience life, or maybe they don't experience it and there's a meaning for them and they're not finding it because they're not highlighting their strengths and passions.
And I think too many people diminish what it is they're doing. And they don't put enough importance on what it is because there's so many things that are required for life to move forward at so many levels. The person that's, a plumber or, a carpenter, or these are all powerfully important work. This is work that is so critical to life. And everything that goes on.
We didn't have plumbers. Like, think about that. These are essential things.
Yes, absolutely. And, people sometimes don't give themselves enough credit. And I think I
can relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that.
And so you just have to, one person in my life that Angie has really, we've had conversations, some deep conversations about, and that's a mantra, it's like, I am worthy, I am worthy of a lot of things, and have gratitude when you wake up. It's like, there's all kinds of difficulties and challenges in life. But if you wake up with gratitude and you know that you're worthy of the day and you can move forward and you can pursue whatever it is you want to pursue, then it's going back to what you said, Annie, is just keep making progress.
Just keep swimming, as they said in Finding Nemo, right? I mean, you just have to keep moving forward, but also stop. Like, I find, Russ, that in my most horrible mood or some kind of funk that I'm in, and when the last moment, it's the last thing I want to do. If I stop and make a gratitude list, it makes me stop and catch my breath and say, okay, I have reason to be here. I have worthiness and I have what it takes to keep moving forward. And when you can stop and have that sort of gratitude and look at what you have in your life, and I don't even mean things, I mean whether it's self-compassion, self-love, your partner, your kids' laughter, whatever it is that made you grateful that morning, like just, it's anything, just make a list of 3 things. And I did a podcast on this too, in Living with Annitude podcast, just about having some self-compassion around like, you know what, I'm going to stop right now. I'm going to be grateful. I'm just going to stop right now in the midst of all this shit and just be grateful.
Take a deep breath.
Just
let it in. Let it in. Another thing, we talked a lot about several things. It's just popping up in my head. Is like, and there's a reason we are here.
Yeah.
We may not know our reason. We may not know the outcome. We may not know. We're touching lives every single day, whether we know it or not, or if it's on purpose or not. We are impacting and making a difference in somebody's life as long as you're putting things out there. That's why kindness is cool and smiles are free. They're so important to me.
Yeah. And you have to take yeah.
Well, I brought up a Facebook, memory. It's like I was saying that thing. I was promoting this stuff 5 years ago. It's like it's been a journey. It's like it didn't pop up overnight. I've been saying this for years.
Totally. I mean, I have been living with Annitude for a long time. It's just when it comes to fruition, it's when you finally bring it, it's time. You're here to share your message and you're on your mission. And that's why you have all these people popping up, talking to you and saying hi and sharing in your happiness and smiles and kindness, because that's what you're passing to them.
Yeah.
Like if I could help. I have in my cohort for my business school class, I did like a 20-month program. So we were with the same people. Like what I heard, I wasn't valedictorian by any means. I wasn't first in the class or, I did well, but what I heard at the end of it from the feedback from people was my ability to be the therapist of the group and raise everybody up and lift them. There was a couple, I couldn't have done this without you. And I have to tell you, Russ, that's better than any A+ I could have ever gotten. That is how I know my mission.
Isn't that so refreshing?
I mean, I can't tell you what it meant to me. I have certain people that I'm thinking in my mind, like, I couldn't have done this without you. Are you kidding me? You're brilliantly smart. You could do anything. And it's like, that's what they think of me. Wow. Because I think so highly of these brilliant people I went to school with, and everybody is, families and kids and jobs. And it's just a really hard thing to do.
There are so many times where, doing this 5 days a week is the way I set my pace. I have a pace. I have, it brings some normalcy into the chaos and allows me to highlight people out there doing things like what you're doing and bringing joy and value to the world. And it's just really nice to be able to say, this is important work and you need to see what's going on around you. And it's really amazing how that journey has taken place. And there are days where it's like, I just feel exhausted or fatigued by, life and everything else going on. And it's funny because almost every time that happens to me and I'm starting to feel a little bit, I feel a dip. And I posted on this many times. It's like when the dip in life happens to you, what do you do? And inevitably, someone will either call me or email me or message me and say, hey, you made a difference in my day, or you're
on the right, you're doing it.
And it's like, that just fills me up in terms of
it lights you up. And that's the whole thing. That's your gift is and you have this.
I get some attitude for me.
You have great attitude. But we were on the show, we were on Gabe's show together, and you have this calm about you that just, I, of all people, because I'm so in your face and, and you have this general calm that I sort of just like to just take in, and it lifts me up and just sort of calms me and brings me back down to center. So it's really nice. It's a nice offset that we have here.
Yeah.
I feel.
We'll have to do another show.
Yeah. My gosh. I would love to. It goes too fast, man. It goes too fast.
It does go too fast. And look who else is in the room. So Foley, Hart, hello. Need to get in contact with you. Happy to see you here. Let's get some Gabriel. Yes. Happy to see you, support you. I can't wait to link up. And then
I love that name, Foley.
Gabriel. Yes. Good there, bud. Rick Hudson. Great stuff.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Michael is here. You look
so really happy.
He looks so suave there, you know.
Doesn't he? Doesn't he look like?
He has a super cool picture there, Mike.
Of course it is.
Supporting two wonderful people. So Foley Hart,
Those
2020, loving the truth here. 2020 is a year of tremendous growth.
You know what's so interesting? That is so true. And it's many people are like I have a shirt that says Mulligan 2020 and everybody's like, redo, I want a refund. But truly, like, I don't really want, I mean, aside from the horrible circumstances,
yeah,
I don't want to change. And Gabe said this too in one of his shows. Like, I don't want to change what we're doing. Like, I'm growing so much and the people around me are learning so much about themselves.
Yeah.
It's just a really telling time that you can learn how to be adaptable and flexible in a really challenging time. And if you can do that, you're on your way to something good. Absolutely.
And Sherry Lawley says it's much more fun to chat with friends during the Pirate Broadcast. Again, this is full circle of my journey. I wouldn't be here without Russ, and seeing you both here makes me feel like life is wonderful.
You know what, Russ? We are getting like, this is
life
major.
Is wonderful, Gabe. That's what it is.
This is like really boosting my whole day. Russ therapy.
Russ therapy. Ruben, you're a rock star. Awesome to have you here. And Ruben is the founder of Dub, which is one of my favorite platforms. And I just love what they're doing over there. And it's just brings a slice of happiness in my life. So
I love it. I'm going to check that out for sure.
Yeah, check it out. Everybody check out Dub. So Sherry Lawley, you got my message. I love this. So I just want to go through here. Byron pick. People are waking up for sure.
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
I love it. All in perspective.
It's all in perspective, you know, and so many things are going on around us. Angie says 2020 is definitely a reflective year. I'm loving it. It's true. You know, and a lot of people are, I want to touch on this before we jump off and start our day, Annie, because one of the things that I have found valuable in my journey at times is releasing things that are no longer serving me.
What's useless. Yep.
Because there are times where we think we need to do a little more. You know, we see the social media feeds and we think, oh, I got to catch up. I got to do something more. And I've been kind of quiet on LinkedIn the last, you know, dad passing away, breaking my hip and life. And, you know, and life is like, I don't have to be everywhere, every day, every minute.
You cannot be everything to everyone. If you try, you won't be anything to anyone.
Yeah. And I think it's really important for us to understand that there are limits. There are places and times and, you know, moments in our life that we have to pause and understand and reflect on what it is we're putting our energy in, because there's only 24 hours a day.
And to spread yourself too thin is not getting you anywhere. So releasing what's useless. I always say that's a useless thought. That's not helping me. That's not bringing anything to anybody. That is useless. Release it. So I'm right there with Russ. Yeah.
So how do you share that with other people though? I mean, in your coaching or your connection with other individuals or business owners or.
Yeah. I mean, I think I say what I just said to you, which is I'm pretty direct, which is like, you know, that's really not useful for either of us. That's not useful for you. That's not useful for whomever you're talking about or telling that narrative. And, you know, Mike and I do a show on Friday nights at 10, Living with Attitude, Conversations with Mike. And we're going to talk about, interestingly enough, tonight at 10, we are going to talk about narratives that we tell ourselves. 10 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's like, you know, lunchtime here.
I'm on the West Coast.
10 p.m. Eastern, Living with Attitude, Conversations with Mike. And we're going to talk about narratives and things that are, narratives can be very, very useless and really just bog you down when you're telling stories that you don't need to be telling. You know, we always talk about that. Mike and I always have conversations about that. You know, like you're telling a story here. That's useless. So, you know, that would be
stop lying to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, what?
It's a lie.
You might not be lying. It might be right, but you don't know. So just like, let's take it down one notch, you know, let's get back to center here. Yeah. So that's how I would say it in my attitude way.
It's funny that we were talking about this. These are all the thoughts that I have all the time. And I know we could carry on this conversation for days. And I think it's important conversations. It's absolutely critical conversations to have. And I think a lot more people need to understand that you're okay. You're doing all right. Even if you're having a challenging month or 2020 is not the best year, you could reset it and move on. Think about the process of growth that you can achieve. And if you take the initiative to just learn something new or compete against your yesterday, not someone else's yesterday, not someone else's today, but your yesterday.
Where you are right now is okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's okay. No matter what that is, it's okay.
So how do people track you down? And if you're not connected with Annie, connect with her. Tell her Captain Russ sent you.
Tell me the captain sent you, and we'll get you a shirt that says #Russ. So again, AnnieLeib.com. So it's AnnieLeib.com. Everybody misspells Leib, so make sure that you spell it EIB. And then, I'm on LinkedIn, and my Living with Annitude and Living with Annitude Conversations with Mike podcast is all over. So, it's YouTube, easy to find, but really just my website. You can always reach out to me. I am all ears. I am open and ready and willing to help. It's what I'm here to do. And if I can make an impact on you, then I'm doing my job.
Yeah. And as always, you can find the replays at russjohns.com.
Yes, I will be watching.
And it's just there, the podcast, the post, the transcription, the video, it's all there for your wonderful consumption.
Am I a pirate now?
You are a pirate.
I'm so excited.
You have the pirate mojo now. You're in the pirate community.
We're doing great today, Russ. We really are.
And it just happens to be Friday, so it's there's not a downside. I think it's
not
a good
downside. Nope, that's a really, really good attitude. I like it.
And even if it's raining, there's sunshine on the other side, right?
Yeah, always. There's always. Wherever there's dark, there's light. So don't forget it.
Well, thank you so much, Annie. And I know that our paths will cross again. And I just look forward to the next opportunity to have a conversation. I'll have to check out you and Mike tonight and
Definitely.
gather some fuel for my weekend. So
very, very grateful to be here with you, and I'm honored to be a pirate. I'm excited to be part of the community, and I look forward to our next talk.
Thank you so much. And everyone, as you know, join the pirate community. Follow the hashtag PirateBroadcast. It's simple. It's on LinkedIn. You just go there. And if you want to be notified of episodes arriving, go to russjohns.com and sign up for the notifications so you don't miss an episode, because they're fun filled, they're fact filled, and we love you.
Always a good time.
Yeah, it's always a good time. And always, kindness is cool, smiles are free. And you enjoy the day.
Thanks, Russ.
Take care. Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today.